Hi guys, happy Friday. Finally at the weekend. I wanted to hop on here tonight. I'm not sure that there will be very many of you on at almost 8:30 on a Friday night. I hope you're all out doing something wonderful. I just, wet hair and all, just got out of the shower after my workout. It's been a really crazy week, but I wanted to pop back on here. I've been talking this week about overweight kids and some of the struggles that I had and some of the experiences that I've had with my own daughter, and some of the ways around it and things that you can do to help improve things for them so that it's not as hard, because being a kid is hard enough. So I wanted to come on tonight and talk a little bit about what your kids should be eating. So if you have been told by your doctor, or if you are just noticing that your child is gaining weight and having some trouble growing into it, and it's just not balancing it out the way it should. My dog is sitting here whining and making me crazy. But if you're noticing, Blaze, stop. If you are noticing that your child is having trouble with weight and with food, there are changes that you can make in your, will you stop? There are changes that you can make in your house that'll really make a big difference overall. So when you're wondering what you should be feeding your kids, it's common sense, really. I mean, there are very few people who get to adulthood and don't have a pretty good idea of what a healthy diet looks like. And if you follow the same simple clean eating guidelines with your kids, you would be on the right track. One of the big things that I've done with Kayla, especially, Travis is just in toddler, I eat when I want to eat and I don't eat when I don't want to eat phase. But with Kayla, one of the things that I've done just to try to slow her down with her snacking is I will tell her that she is welcome to have whatever snack she wants after she has a piece of fruit. It's a simple little tweak, and more often than not, once she has the piece of fruit, she's good to go, and she doesn't end up wanting anything else. And if she does after that, then I know she's really hungry, and she's welcome to have at it within reason. So that's the thing with fruit. It's one of those things that can really be a treat, especially if you kind of reprogram your kids to want to go for it. And then another great healthy way to add in and make it more of a treat is to do some, like, I would say sugar-free whipped cream, but when you go that route, a lot of times you end up with a lot of chemicals. So what I do now is I buy heavy whipping cream and I use stevia to sweeten it, and we use that for fruit to make it kind of a dessert. So that's a fun little trick. As far as veggies go, that has been it's actually funny because when Chris and I first moved in together, that was one of the things that I loved about him the most, was he was very patient and willing to sit with Kayla at the table until she actually ate her vegetables. That was like the ultimate single mom power struggle with me and that child, because she just wouldn't, and we would battle hard about eating veggies, to the point where, one of us would give up eventually, but unfortunately, I think it was usually me. But she's gotten much better, and she actually had a bowl of broccoli tonight with some chicken nuggets. So, we're making progress there too. But I always had said, I had gotten a lot of feedback when she was younger to tell me to just puree her vegetables. And I hate going that route. I've always been very adamant about trying to get her to just deal with it, basically. Deal with the texture of vegetables, deal with the taste of vegetables. I've always told her you don't have to love them, you just have to eat them, which sometimes gets through to her and sometimes it doesn't. But if you really can't get your kids to eat their vegetables, then puree them and get them in there somehow. If it's a matter of pureeing them and putting them into their favorite sauce or their favorite gravy, or adding it to a dip, or giving them dip to eat whatever, just get them in there. It's not always easy, but it definitely will help fill them, and it will help give them the nutrients that they need to really build their immune systems and have just a healthier existence overall. And my last big tip that I think is pretty huge and very important is, now I have something ringing. I'm like, this is the most distracted live I've had in a while. But the the one thing that I know, and I think it's kind of faded out a little bit. I think most people know that it's not the best route to go anymore, but if you are finding that you're looking to replace the treats with something unhealthy or a diet version of whatever it is, whether it's cookies or ice cream or whatever, if you feel that it's reasonable for your child to have a treat, or for you for that matter, have the treat. Have a small amount of whatever the treat is, but don't get the diet version. Almost every single time, the diet version will be packed with chemicals, the fat will be removed, and the sugar will be jacked up through the roof. So you're gonna be eating a sugar bomb with a bunch of chemicals. Get the regular whole fat ice cream, have a reasonable portion when the need is there, and then put it away. It's so much healthier overall, and mentally as well. Like, just let yourself have it if that's what you want to do and that's what you feel is reasonable. As long as you've had a healthy day up until that point, it really won't be an issue. But feeling, aside from the fact that it's unhealthy with chemicals and sugar and all that crap, aside from that, you're still not retraining your brain to eat healthier. You're not changing your taste buds. You're eating a sugared up version of something that's unhealthy to begin with. So that's a big one. And it's something that I know I definitely, like when I was growing up a little while ago, that was a real popular thing to do. Those 100-calorie packs and the Snackwells and, whatever else they were called back then. But it was a very unhealthy version of a treat, so you're still eating the same crap and you're not changing your habits, and that's not going to work. And again, all of these tips are absolutely best implemented when it is done with the whole family and not just your child who's overweight. Singling them out will always make them feel like shit. Whether that's your intention or not, it will happen and it will affect their self-esteem. So figure out a way for all of you to put the cookies down and to have a piece of fruit instead. So that's my tip for today. I think that this will be my last video for now on overweight kids. And I would love to know what else you guys would like info on. I've definitely done a lot of self-discovery over the last year with, my attempts at weight loss and my attempts at just making our house a healthier one, all in all. So if there's anything that you and your family struggle with, please let me know, message me, comment below, whatever, and we will make sure we get the information. If I don't already know it from my experience, I will look into it and get you guys some facts so that it's easier to absorb rather than doing the work yourself. So I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I will be on tomorrow with a new topic, and I'd love to know what you guys would like to hear about. So have a good night, guys.